your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
And welcome to the Consumer Quarterback Show, helping you win in any marketplace. Captain Will Smith in the house, Will Smith Aviation, Jason Avery later on in the program as well, Avery Home Remodeling and Construction. We got some interesting stories for today's show as well. Retail chains quit cities for the burbs. A lot of retailers are leaving the big cities, headed to the burbs, heading to the suburbs. Southwest aims to speed up boarding. You ever been to an airport and just sit there and wait to board a plane? I have, and so it seems apparently one of these airlines is going to address that. So that'll be interesting content we'll cover with Captain Will Smith here in just a moment. I want to give a shout out to Discovery Golf Cars, longtime friends of the program. If you're thinking about buying a golf car, they've got some really awesome opportunities for you. They've got the Easy Go, the Cushman, lots of makes and models, new and used, commercial or recreational use as well. They hooked us up with the beautiful Keller Williams red golf cart, and the dogs love to go for a ride. Charlie and Carter love to go for rides on that golf cart. Check them out online, discoverygolfcars.com. Make sure you let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. All right, we like to feature our real estate listings live on air. It's part of our strategy to help sellers maximize the exposure, sell faster for more money, utilizing our innovations with radio, TV, and internet marketing. Top 100 ranked real estate team here in Tampa Bay. All right, we got a new listing here. This one's 14137 Finsbury Drive. 14137 Finsbury Drive, Spring Hill. This is 2,700 plus square feet, 4 bedrooms, 3 bath, cozy entry room with a custom fireplace. Granite countertops, fully enclosed lanai. You got his and her walk-in closets in the master suite. This is a massive home office as well. I love the curb appeal here on this property, as well as the kitchen. It's got the stainless steel, beautiful dark wood cabinets, and nice flooring at this property in Spring Hill, Pasco County, actually Hernando County. Okay, so this one's on Finsbury Drive, Spring Hill, one of our hot listings here in Tampa Bay. 12290 101st Street. This is acreage of land, one of the most sought after things in Pinellas County is acreage of land. You got acres here in Pinellas County on Lake Seminole, the second largest lake in Tampa Bay. 5 acres MOL. Got a beautiful piece of land you can build on and develop. We've had a feasibility study, and kudos to my sellers for doing a feasibility study. That's going to let you know what you can actually do with the land. They've already completed that, and the report shows that you can do 22 single-family homes or up to 43, maybe 45 townhomes on this beautiful piece of dirt. You can buy land right here in Tampa Bay, build, and a beautiful piece of land right here in Largo, Florida. Owners are motivated. Great opportunity. And you can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
And yeah, I'm raising my glass to those saving our ass overseas.
Shout out to our veterans overseas and domestic. Thanks for all you're doing. Active military as well. And we do offer discounts for veterans, first responders, teachers, nurses, seniors through the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. Save our hotline number in the phone at some point. You may need us, 727-263-3707. I got a new hotline number for you, 727-263-3707. ConsumerQB.com. Will Smith in the house. Captain Will Smith, that is. Welcome back, sir.
What's going on, man?
Hey, working hard, you know.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've been playing golf.
I know. I can tell. You got a little sunburn on your head there.
Yeah, I was down at in your neck of the woods at Innisbrook on Monday for Academy of the Holy Names.
Cool.
Raising money for the rich people.
Nice. Yeah. We just sold a condo in there. It's pending.
Okay.
It's going to sell soon. But
Valspar's there here in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, Valspar. We went last year, I think.
Yeah, I got a couple of tickets to the Owl's Nest, so we'll have to go again this year.
Sweet. We should take the golf cart over.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be fun. Slide across US 19
yeah,
on it.
All right.
Yeah, there we go. Captain Will Smith in the house. So, Will, this is an interesting article. Southwest aims to speed up boarding. Southwest Airlines wants to cut boarding time, so it's trailing some unconventional strategies to make passengers pick up the pace. The Wall Street Journal reports the experiments take place at the Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport, Atlanta Airport, including playing disco tunes on the jet bridge because people move faster to up-tempo music, blaring announcements, and answer flyers, most frequently asked questions. What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, they're always, got great ideas on making travel fun. I like Southwest as an airline.
Yep.
I like their CEO and how he runs the airline. Blaring music, disco music, well, who are they catering to?
Right.
As long as they don't blare rap music, I think we'll be okay.
Yeah.
But they're always calling it some great ideas. The number one reason boarding is so slow is, and I watch this when I'm just deadheading, if I got to drop a plane off somewhere and commercial back, is people bring too much luggage.
Yeah.
If you want to speed up the boarding process, I suggest they take away the overhead luggage compartments. Gives you more room to stand up. Maybe more room for entertainment, but less room for luggage. Because the less luggage that you take onto the aircraft, the faster you're going to get to your seat and sit down.
Yeah.
In my industry, we don't have under the seat, the front of the seat. We don't have overhead bins. The people just get on, sit down, buckle up, and we go.
Yeah.
All that goes into the back. So if they really want to speed it up, besides playing music and being their motley crew selves. If they would remove those and less people brought luggage, that would speed up the boarding process tremendously by half.
Yeah, absolutely. And people that want to miss the plane, the national airlines altogether, because we've talked in the past too about the increase in accidents and traffic or issues with these hiring quotas, not based on meritocracy but based on skin color. How ridiculous is that? And we saw some different accidents already happen from that.
Yep. And
you mentioned an accident too, just in the green room.
It just happened Monday up in Boston Logan. A Lear jet was cleared by the tower to taxi in position and wait. Well, they didn't wait. They took off while JetBlue had a Embraer 190, which is about almost the size of a 737, landing. They cleared each other by 600 feet.
Holy cow.
So that almost equaled into an accident where they killed 200 plus people.
Jeez.
Once again, and I keep on talking, this 4 of these have happened in the past 2 months. So that's 2 a month.
Yeah.
Before this whole wokeness took into place, you would never hear about something like this happening at an international airport,
right.
More or less on a 121 flight. But there's people flying airplanes that don't have that 20, 25-year experience flying in the industry that have these, cocky attitudes, the younger pilots that they think they're Chuck Yeager, and they're jumping in and they're not listening and they're not paying attention, and these things are happening.
Yeah.
I'm hoping and praying it's never, but the more you have incidents like this happen, at some point, there's going to be a mid-air, and there's going to be issues. Yeah,
they're more worried about skin color, this so-called environmental, it's a religion, it's a cult for them. They talk about, it's an environmental cult basically that you have, and they're more worried about going after their opponents. I was listening to another podcast. This is Matt Gaetz, at one of our representatives out of Florida. Check out this clip of him explaining the FBI corruption that he's faced.
There was an instance where an FBI agent showed up at a disabled veteran's home at night, unannounced, who had previously worked for me. And the FBI agent had all these crazy allegations that they thought had occurred at my congressional office. And this disabled veteran who worked for me said, that was nuts. That couldn't be farther from the truth. And then when the FBI agent was challenged as to what the basis was for this, the agent told my former employee, well, we heard it from a journalist, from a media reporter. And so you had this feedback loop with the FBI, the Department of Justice, and media outlets who were trying to destroy me. And Bannon called it divine intervention when Project Veritas, under the bold leadership of James O'Keefe, got tape of a CNN director saying that they were purposefully propagandizing my life because I'm effective.
And thank God for companies like Project Veritas. I mean, some of these undercover videos are just crazy. The ones about Pfizer and there's so many. The CNN, as he mentioned, there was also somewhere the CNN said, "Oh yeah, we're going after Trump every day. That's what we're doing. We're going after Trump heavy." And if you haven't seen those videos, follow Project Veritas. And now they're trying to go after James O'Keefe, and they are going after him for allegedly misappropriating funds. But this guy, what is he supposed to show up in a cheap car? Some kind of a entry-level car? No, he needs to have, in an Uber, he needs to have private, rides, limousines to his events. He needs to do whatever he needs to do to keep himself safe. I mean, all these biggest, powerful companies are going after this guy, James O'Keefe.
Yep. And it shouldn't be like that. But, Project Veritas, Latin for truth, there needs to be more truth. And we need to really expose that and the lies. Mm-hmm. The lies are just... Once you start one, you got to tell another one to cover the one you told before, and another, and another. And it's not the lies that are catching them; it's the ones they forgot they told is catching up with them. Yeah. And now they're backpedaling. And it just we need more truth.
Between the lies and the buying votes, this is one about, the student loan thing, trying to buy votes. I mean, just blatantly saying, oh, let's go. If you're going to pay off some people's, and I know most people have heard this, but if you're paying off one person's student loan, what about the AC tech? What about the, the real estate agent? What about the plumber? What about the paramedic?
Right.
That made a life choice. Hey, I'm not going to incur all this debt. I'd rather just go to a technical school. I'd rather go and start contributing to the workforce, but now you've got these brainless politicians, these ruthless, ignorant politicians. But here's another quick clip.
Now, there are two different cases, both relating to student loan forgiveness, that are now going before the Supreme Court. Tell us about those cases.
So both the cases raise the same merits arguments that Biden's student loan cancellation program is unlawful. But what separates the two cases is the issue of standing, and that is a legal doctrine that says if you want to bring a lawsuit, you have to have a real injury that is caused by the other side that the courts can fix. I think the state case, which is led by Nebraska and Missouri, they probably have the stronger argument. And what they say is that they operate student loan servicers. These are state entities that collect money from the federal government for servicing student loans. And when student loans are canceled, they're going to lose all of that money.
So they have standing, obviously, and that that's a little bit of an older clip, but yeah, and I believe they're leaning towards shooting that down, the cancellation of debt.
Well, I mean, it's not fair to people, and it was $10,000 you're forgiven. Well, most people I know go and get a degree. They're $50,000, $60,000, $70,000. What is $10,000 really doing?
Right.
Paying the interest on the loan? It's not really
buying
doing
votes. That's all.
It's not really doing anything. And back to people that just go and get an associate's degree or get a technical degree, and they actually use that and utilize that. Those are the people that need to begin. The people that didn't have the money. The people who are actually going to work at night. I did that when I got out of prison. I worked 2 jobs and went back to college at night. And I made it happen. I don't have any student debt. Why? Because I got off my butt and I did something.
Right.
And the rest of these people are sitting around on their lazy butts not doing anything.
Yeah.
And they expect a free handout.
Yep.
You keep on feeding the animals at the zoo, they'll become dependent upon it. So we have to stop feeding the zoo animals.
You know what else the animals will do? They'll fly overseas to how many thousands of miles away? How far is Ukraine? Like 5,000 miles away?
Oh yeah, at least
something like that. They're over there now, stoking the flames of World War III, saying Janet Yellen came out with something to the effect that the American taxpayers have a duty. We have a duty to protect Ukraine and their border.
But we're no duty to protect our border, no duty to go on what's happening in Ohio and those poor people up there. They're being chemically mutilated.
Yep.
And they have chemical pneumonia. That's going to affect not only when we're in the environmentalists when this happened.
Oh yeah, we're the climate cult.
They're chasing me down about flying my private jets around, but where are they when this happened? This is causing a lot more harm than me up in the air flying my jet around.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's a lot of it going on. A lot of it potentially is intentional too. Especially watching Tucker Carlson again the other night. He's talking about just the incidents that keep happening, and you know what? A lot of these happen in red states. It's very coincidental that these are happening in red states. These fires happening at food processing plants. These now there was one last night with train derailments that was affecting all red states. The water supply flowing down the river, but also these cattle had some mysterious disease they're dying over. There's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. Could we potentially be at war without a shot being fired yet?
Absolutely.
That's an interesting question,
especially with the chemical warfare that you have. I mean, I think this was just a little experiment over there in the Chinese virus.
Yep.
That was just a little touch of what they say. Look, we can do.
Yeah, and look which party's wanting to hold them accountable and which party's letting them off scot-free. We got to take a quick break there. More with Captain Will Smith on the other side. Will Smith Aviation, WillSmithAviation.com. Captain Will Smith, more with him coming up here. Plus, I'm going to dive into this story about retail chains quit cities for the burbs. Interesting story coming up about, I think that relates back to crime, a lot of it, of course, and more from our expert contributors here in studio. We'll be right back. Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
And offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at ConsumerQB.com.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP team. at Keller Williams Realty, helping you win in any marketplace. Captain Will Smith in studio. Coming up, Jason Avery as well. Avery Home Construction, Avery Remodeling as well on the program. We always like to feature our real estate listings. We got a couple of hot ones here in Tampa Bay. We've got a property here at 3058 Mildred Drive in Palm Harbor. This is a beautiful canal home with access to Lake Tarpon. It's very just a beautiful home. It's a little bit on the smaller side at 1,380 square feet, but it's worth it when you're on the canal with access to the largest lake in Tampa Bay. You've got a beautiful pool, screened-in pool. This property is just finely on the inside. I mean, you look at the wood flooring, the wood panel wall. The kitchen is beautiful, located on a spacious corner lot as well, fenced-in backyard, open concept kitchen with granite countertops, wood accent walls, screened-in patio, and, of course, backyard dock on the canal leading out to Lake Tarpon. 3058 Mildred Drive in Palm Harbor, one of our hot real estate listings from the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. 2817 Gulf City Road in Ruskin is another one of our properties. This one is acreage available to be developed. This is 23 acres right on the Little Manatee River, bay access directly out into the Gulf of Mexico. Gulf City Road in Ruskin, that's Hillsborough County, motivated seller, and think about building some townhomes, condos, maybe some single family homes right there with some boat docks. Get out there and go fishing, enjoy that beautiful lifestyle in Florida. Go grouper fishing. You got mangrove snappers there, redfish, all types of great fish in that area. You can see all of our real estate listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
This is God's country.
All right, we got Captain Will Smith in the house. Here's an interesting article I came across. It says retail chains have quit cities for the burbs. Retailers have begun following workers home, dealing another blow to cities already struggling with low office occupancy levels. Chains such as Abercrombie & Fitch are increasingly quitting downtown malls and city centers and are heading to the burbs, where they're opening small stores and mostly handle returns and exchanges for online shoppers. Macy's, another chain experimenting with the new format outside of big cities, said customers now want to shop where they live, that the off-mall experience is attractive. The apparel sector opened the most stores ever last year, 1,395, with many in the burbs. So, I think it's a lot relating to crime, too, when you look at, you see those movies or those, reels either on social or on the news where people are ransacking, grabbing for, the purses a lot of times, different merchandise off the shelves, just running out the store. I would get out of there, too, if I'm a big business or a small business. Well,
I see also just in the Tampa Bay area, we have like West Chase where they have the retail stores right there in the middle of the community, and you got Fishhawk Ranch. They have the stores right there, Connerton. That's growing down here. That works down here.
Yep.
We've got our big malls as well, but you don't see that in Florida. Mm-hmm. You don't see the craziness that's going on in Chicago and all these democratic cities.
Yep.
You don't see that down here.
That's
I wonder why. It's because we know what we're doing. We have our P's and Q's together, and we offer fun in the sun. Or is it it's kind of amazing how they manage to upset the basket cart and blame everybody else for it.
Yeah, exactly. I saw one yesterday where they just were raiding this Amazon delivery guy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're going through the front door, they're going through the back door, and it just seems it seems like the same demographic almost every time. But it's pretty crazy when you look at it. I mean, people are just running in, taking what they want because they know these crooked DAs aren't going to press charges against them, backed by George Soros. By the way, Kyle Rittenhouse, I just noticed this last night on his show, on Tucker. He's being sued for defending himself. He's being sued for self-defense. Literally, the camera has the other guy with a gun pointing at Kyle Rittenhouse. That's when he shot him.
Right.
When his gun was pointing not towards him, he didn't shoot him. He waited till he pointed the gun towards him, and when he did, he shot the guy in the arm, and it obliterated, I think was the word they used, his arm. But now he's being sued in a civil court. So it comes into. These people will stop at no end.
Yeah, and that makes no sense. You can't put your head in the lion's mouth, and when the lion bites it off, turn around and sue the lion for it.
Yeah, 20-year-old kid.
It doesn't. It doesn't make sense to me. You put yourself in a situation where you get harmed. That was your fault.
Yeah.
You made a decision to point a gun at another human being.
Yep.
That human being reacted faster than you did, and now you're going to sue them.
Yeah,
that's BS.
He missed him. He should have, instead of going for the arm.
He should have gone through the head. Right, that's where I was shot. Right between the eyes.
Yeah, it was ridiculous, man. Pretty
crazy.
Well,
in Florida, you know, we people try that stuff down here, and they know they'll get shot at.
Stand your ground.
Yeah, so we don't put up with that stuff in the great state of Florida.
Yeah, that's right. Yesterday's show we were talking about they're talking about putting this constitutional carry out there, which I'm not against. I'm not for. I don't think Thomas King would be either from Florida Firearms Academy. It's, you know, we got to have training. We got to have the education around gun ownership. Not just anybody can carry. And I like it the way it is. If you want to carry, do it concealed. Get your classes, get your training, go to Florida Firearms and get trained up over there. So Captain Will Smith, Will Smith Aviation, what else are you seeing out there, man?
As far as flying, it's picking up in the private industry a little bit. I have noticed that a lot of my contract flights have slowed down. This is because and due to the impact of the current president and all the inflation.
Yep.
Our insurance on private jets has gone up 30% this year.
Jeez.
It went from $52,000 last year. We just got our new premium on our Phenom 300, $73,000.
Wow,
that's our premium,
like 30% or something.
Right, and that's gone up. Of course, fuel prices have doubled. Down in Miami, they've almost tripled. It's got to the point that jet fuel is cheaper in Bahamas than it is in the U.S. right now.
Wow.
If you can imagine that.
Is that a tax? Is that
it's a tax. Well, the people have tax and everything because inflation is going up. So what does the states do or the municipalities do? Especially in Miami, they add more tax to the price per gallon.
Yeah.
So with all these increases and cost of living going up, of course my fee had to go up a couple $100 per day. It just made it to where they are at the point where it's not affordable to operate anymore by ourselves.
Right.
So now you see guys buying planes and having 3 or 4 lessees, so they all split that fee. So the single ownership of a jet is decreased, but the multiple owner of a jet has increased because they want to offset.
All right. How do you want folks to find you?
Well, if you want to go traveling, want to do something funny and exciting and do it in your own privacy, go to willsmithaviation.com. We are doing aircraft management full scale now, so if you're worried about the guys flying you, you're worrying about if your aircraft is being maintained properly, or you just need someone to manage your aircraft in a safe, fashionable way, give us a call. You can find me at willsmithaviation.com.
willsmithaviation.com. Thanks for coming in, Will.
All right, brother. See you.
All right, coming up, Jason Avery Remodeling and Construction, and also our feel-good story of the day. Amazing footage shows birth of precious, rare twin tiger cubs at a UK zoo. We'll be right back here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, this is Grant Cardone, and you've been listening to the phenomenal Brandon Rhymes, the Consumer Quarterback Show.